All right, welcome back everyone. MCM here, coming at you with another review. Today we're doing a tier list. I know these are kind of played out, but I think it'd be fun to do, especially now because I have nothing else going on in isolation. But yeah, so we're doing a list of Giallo horror movies. Now, not all of these are going to be strictly Giallo. I just think they fit in the category, so I'm throwing them in there. So, without further ado, no particular order, let's jump into it. I'm gonna start off with something my personal favorite, Suspiria, 1977. That one is going not in the A tier, no, in the S tier. It's a Dario Argento classic. The use of colors in that is amazing. I know it's a staple of Giallo, and the music composition just adds to the unnerving and surreal atmosphere that the movie creates. So I'm throwing Suspiria in there, and I'm not doing the 2018 remake, even though I personally think that's a better movie, but to me it doesn't really quite fit into this list based on the visuals in it, so I'm choosing to exclude that, even though that would be in a double S tier. Next one, what we're gonna do is let's go with Phenomena, another Dario Argento movie starring Jennifer Connelly. That's her name. I'm gonna throw that one in the B tier because it's a good movie. It's got a lot going for it. I really like the aspect where she can talk to insects, but visually it's not quite that striking, but the story definitely makes up for that. So I'm throwing that in the B. Let's do Dawn of the Dead. That one's going in the A tier. That one is my personal favorite out of the George Romero's Living Dead trilogy. I love the aspect that they're stuck in a mall fighting off zombies. Reminds me of, what is that game? Holy shit. God, I don't remember the game, but it reminds me of a game I played when I was a kid. And I know this is kind of like it's a basic understanding of the film, but the message and attacks it has on capitalism and consumerism definitely is a nice touch. I really like that aspect of the movie. So that one's going in A tier. Let's do The Beyond. This is a Lucio Fulci movie. This one is the second movie in his Gates of Hell trilogy. Now, I actually just watched this today, right before filming, so it is fresh in my mind. This is a gore fest of a movie. I love it. I love the use of zooms. I love the music. I love the there was one part where one of the characters screams and it does a zoom into her mouth, and then it just freeze frames and then fades into the next scene. I really enjoyed that. So I'm gonna throw that one in A. Now let's jump to Creepshow. Now this is a Stephen King, George Romero movie based around the comics of the same name, and it is fun. Again, the use of colors are amazing. The stories are very unique. There's the middle story with Stephen King, where he just gets covered in this mossy green alien goo, which is nice. The Ted Danson and Leslie Nielsen one is phenomenal. I think that one's my favorite. I have a thing for zombies, so I'm throwing this one in B. Now let's go to Demons 2. That one, before saying anything, going D. Out of this list, I think this one is the one that falls flat. This one does not stick with me. It's basically the same as Demons, but in an apartment complex. I like Demons 1 better, like the first one. There's not much I have to say about Demons 2. But speaking about Demons, that one I will throw in C. Still not one of my favorites, but it is definitely better than Demons 2. I like the aspect of it taking place in a theater instead of the apartment complex. I feel like the use of isolation and tension with the demons, zombies, whatever they are, is captured a lot better in the theater as opposed to the apartment complex. But yeah, now let's jump to City of the Living Dead. This one is the first movie out of the Gates of Hell trilogy that Lucio Fulci did. This was the first one I watched. I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite movies. I would put it on par with The Beyond. I think it is not as visually striking, or gore not as much, but there is a specific scene towards the end that made me want to vomit. It was horrendous. So many maggots. I can't even describe to you how just gruesome the amount of maggots they had in that scene. It was disgusting. Capping off the Gates of Hell trilogy, we have House by the Cemetery. I'm throwing that in C. It's a good movie. It's fine. It doesn't really stick with me. It's the last part in his Gates of Hell trilogy, and I use trilogy loosely. It's in the same vein as like Edgar Wright's Cornetto trilogy, where it's not like one continuous story. It's just like different parts in like the same universe. It's fine. Not really much I have to say about it. I enjoyed it. Let's jump to Death Walks on High Heels. Now this one is great. This is less of a horror film and more of a crime drama Giallo film. It is phenomenal. This was, I think, the second Giallo film I've ever watched, and it was a blast. My brother, who hates these kinds of movies, had a grand time with it. It was great. The use of zooms in this movie, out of all of these, was amazing. So many bump zooms. Like it seemed like every time a character said something or did something, the camera just went. It was phenomenal. Now we have Dario Argento's Opera. I'm going to throw that one in the S tier. This is my favorite Dario Argento movie. It is phenomenal. I love the villain. I love the killer. I love the protagonist. She was amazing. I love the fact that the plot takes place around a ballerina slash opera dancer, and how her connection with the killer affects the story and the outcome. I love the settings. I love the different places they go. It is definitely one of my favorite Giallo movies, and you should all check it out. It is amazing. I think it's on Amazon Prime for free, so if you have a membership through there, definitely worth a watch. Let's go to The Night of the Living Dead. This is going to be a controversial opinion, but I'm going to throw this one in the C tier because it's a classic. It created the zombie genre. But I just think it's boring. I can't really... I own 3 different copies of this movie. I've watched it probably twice. I cannot get through it anymore. It is not a... Early zombie movies were kind of rough to get through. This came out around the same time as Francis Ford Coppola's Dementia 13, which is also kind of a bad movie, but I love that one a lot better. It's not as good as the other 2 zombie movies in his Living Dead trilogy, but it's all right. It's not bad. Capping off that trilogy, we'll do Day of the Dead. I'll throw that one in B. I really like the opening of this movie. I like that it takes place on a tropical island, much like another movie I'm going to talk about. I never realized, but the Gorillaz song M1H1 is like the opening to that song comes from the opening of this movie. And I did never realize that until I watched this movie. So I think that's a fun little factoid for you. do the New York Ripper next. That one's going straight up in the A tier. I love the setting. I love the movie. Lucio Fulci is a master at filmmaking. He's a master of suspense. I love the villain in this. The killer is absolutely fucking insane. The duck voice cracks me up. It's hilarious but chilling at the same time. The gore and blood in this movie is amazing. There is one scene where this woman is in a restaurant and these two Italian dudes are just like hassling her. And one of them starts rubbing on her vag with his big toe, and it is big, flat, hairy, and gross. His toe, oh my god, it is the most disgusting big toe I've ever seen. That is such an uncomfortable scene. I fucking hate it. But it's amazing. I can't explain why I hate it, but I love it. Next we have Death Walks at Midnight. I'm going to throw that one in the C just because it's a great movie. It's fine. It's not as good, in my opinion, as Death Walks on High Heels, but they used the gore, the colors, the bump zooms, all carried over. It's a good film. Much like the lower tiers movies on here, there's not much I can say about it. I don't really have like too strong of an opinion to judge it. It's fun. It's fun. I love it. I enjoy it. I can get through it plenty of times. Last but not least, we're going to do Lucio Fulci's Zombie. That one is going square in the A tier. I was going to put it in S tier, but last minute I decided to throw it in A just because it's a great movie. I watched it last night. It's just not the best, in my opinion. The gore is insane. The story's really good. I like the characters. The doctor kind of annoyed me for some reason. I don't know why. When it opened up, I thought it was going to take place in New York, but actually it just takes place on a tropical island, much like Day of the Dead. I like the ending when they're riding the boat back to New York and they turn on the radio and it just says how like the president needs to issue a state of emergency and send an army into New York because it's just overrun by zombies, and it reminds me of like just what's going on now with the virus, especially in New York where they've just shut down the whole city. It definitely reminded me of that. It's a great movie to watch while isolated and in quarantine. So yeah, definitely check it out. Check out all these movies. They're phenomenal. Even the lower ones are great. I should have probably put like bad movies in here that I didn't enjoy just to like even it out, but all of these I enjoy. Some I enjoy better than others. Alright, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Sorry if it's kind of rambling. I'm just doing this off the cuff. Kind of losing my mind, being isolated and stuck inside, so just wanted something fun to do. Wanted to make a quick video. Hope you guys all enjoy it. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any favorite horror or Giallo movies. Let me know if you think I put any in the wrong category. I'll definitely debate you in the comments. So yeah, see y'all next time.